The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Commander Barris stepped forward, his weathered hands clasped behind his back. Around him, representatives from 17 different species sat in judgment, their alien eyes fixed upon the small figure beside him, a young woman with snow-white hair and peculiar amber eyes that seemed to glow with an inner fire. "Honored Council," Barris began, his voice steady despite the weight of the moment. "I present to you Insia of Earth, whom you have branded as abomination, whom you have declared unworthy of love, incapable of redemption, a genetic anomaly that threatens the very fabric of civilized space." The Zephyrian ambassador's tentacles writhed in disgust. "Commander, this creature carries the white fox gene. Every species in the galaxy knows what that means. Aggression, unpredictability, the inability to form meaningful bonds. They are destroyers by nature." Insia remained motionless, her face a mask of controlled emotion. She had heard these words countless times before, from the Altarian scientists who had first identified her genetic markers, from the Corvan psychologists who had declared her irredeemably dangerous, from the countless officials who had tried to have her imprisoned or eliminated. But Barris had seen something different. 3 years earlier, when the human colony ship Resilience had been attacked by void hunters in the Kepler system, it was Insia who had single-handedly held off the assault while civilians evacuated. The other species called it proof of her violent nature. Barris called it heroism. "Tell them about Proxima Station," Barris said quietly. Insia's amber eyes flickered. The Proxima incident was classified, but she knew why he was asking. "The mining platform was hemorrhaging atmosphere," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. 43 miners trapped in the lower sections. The Hegemony rescue team said it was too dangerous, structural collapse imminent." The council listened with visible skepticism. The Vraxi representative's crystalline features glowed with contempt. "And what did the White Fox do?" "Likely caused more destruction in her reckless." "She went in alone," Barris interrupted, while everyone else calculated risks and debated protocols. Insia rappelled down 14 levels of twisted metal and poisonous gas. "She carried out 23 miners on the first trip." "Impossible," hissed the Serpentine delegate. "No single being could." "She made 4 trips," Barris continued relentlessly. 4 trips into what every engineer said was certain death. By the time the proper rescue teams arrived, she had evacuated 38 miners. She went back for the final 5 even as the station's core began to fail. The chamber erupted in skeptical murmurs, but Barris held up his hand. "Show them, Insia." She hesitated, then slowly rolled up her sleeve. Her left arm was a patchwork of synthetic skin and cybernetic components, the result of the station's final collapse. "I got 4 out," she said simply. "The 5th, Korvac miner named Thexel. He was pinned under a support beam. I couldn't lift it alone." "So you left him," the Zephyrian said with satisfaction, proving once again, "I didn't leave him." Insia's amber eyes blazed. "I stayed, held the beam with my bare hands while my bones cracked, held it until Thexel could crawl free. The beam came down as I was pulling him out. Crushed my arm, but he lived." The silence stretched. Finally, the eldest member of the council, a being so ancient that its species name had been forgotten, spoke in a voice like whispered starlight. "And what did this Korvac miner say to you, child?" For the first time, Insia's composure cracked. Her voice broke as she answered. He said I was the bravest soul he'd ever known. He named his newborn daughter after me. Said he wanted her to grow up with a hero's name." Barris stepped forward. "The White Fox gene doesn't create monsters, Honored Council. It creates protectors. Yes, they're aggressively protective of those they consider family. Yes, they're unpredictable, because they'll do whatever it takes to save lives even when logic says it's impossible. And yes, they struggle with traditional bonds because they bond not just with individuals but with ideals. With justice, with the innocent." He gestured to Insia, who stood straighter now, no longer hiding her nature. "You say she cannot be loved, but I have watched dozens of species put aside their prejudices when she saved their children. I have seen hardened warriors weep at her sacrifice. I have witnessed entire colonies hold vigil when she lay dying from her injuries." The Vraxi representative's glow dimmed. "Even if what you say is true, the risk, Barris said firmly, is in wasting what she offers. Humanity doesn't see the White Fox gene as a curse. We see it as a gift, a reminder that sometimes, To protect what matters, you need someone willing to be the monster in the dark so others can remain innocent in the light. The ancient being spoke again. And you would vouch for this child? Stake your career, your reputation, your species standing in the council? Barris looked at Incia, this fierce, broken, beautiful soul who had given everything to protect strangers who despised her very existence. I would stake my life on her, Elder, because she already staked hers on mine, on all of ours. The vote, when it came, was closer than expected, but it was enough. As the council dispersed, the Korvac ambassador approached Incia. She tensed, expecting more condemnation. Instead, he bowed deeply. My brother Thexel asked me to give you this if I ever met the white fox who saved him. He pressed something into her hand, a small crystal, warm to the touch. It's a memory stone. It holds his daughter's first words. Incia stared at the crystal, tears flowing freely now. Through the stone, she could hear a young Korvac voice speaking its first word, Incia. As they left the council chambers, Barris placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. Still think you can't be loved? Incia clutched the memory stone to her heart and smiled, the first genuine smile she'd shown in years. Maybe, she whispered. Being different isn't the same as being wrong. Behind them, the stars bore witness to a small but profound shift in the galaxy's understanding. The white fox walked among them still, and perhaps that was exactly as it should be.